Hey, how you doing? I'm Mr. MacKellar. Come on in, have a seat. So I see that you're visiting Gannon and you're looking into College of Engineering and Business, and you're kind of looking at the ECE department and you want to know a little more about cyber engineering and things like that, what kind of professors are teaching this stuff. Well, let me tell you what's going on, and I'm glad you're visiting. I'm Mr. MacKellar. I don't have a PhD. I had to work for a living, so I spent 36 years basically in the industry. I started off at Raytheon Missile Systems with the Patriot Air Defense out of New Mexico State, where I graduated in computer science. And after that career went into electrical engineering, trying to teach them how software works. That's my joke. But I got a chance to travel the United States. So a lot of times in New Mexico State, then in New Mexico. And I was able to go up to Massachusetts, up to where the home place was for Raytheon on the Patriot system. And then from there, got involved with simulation, hardware and loop simulation modeling. And then got a chance to go to Japan for a couple of years. So I started into the educational part in Japan, where we had to teach them a little bit about systems. So I started seeing a little bit of an interest in teaching and mentoring. After I got back from Japan, we're revamping, taking a look at systems and trying to retool up to get it faster real-time computers and things like that. And I got a chance to go down and work for a company called, at that time, Harris Computer Systems, but concurrent. They were in hard real-time Unix type systems used for mostly the military and also for training. And through that, I got into controls, and through controls and how to take large amounts of software and turn them into real-time through tools like EZ5, Matrix X, MATLAB Simulink, and run on these platforms. Well, at the time, developed something else, and got a chance to go talk to people up here in Erie with General Electric, and they said, "Why don't you come on up?" And we fell in love with the place, and here we are in Erie. We moved ourselves all over the United States, and now we're in Erie. We love the weather for 4 seasons. It's good. And I got involved with building our labs for hardware and loop simulation and modeling, which went across all our platforms. So I had to get down to low-level stuff, a little bit of electrical engineering, a little bit of mechanical engineering, and got to build these large machines to save the company money, which then spread over to India. So at that time, I went from leading the team for the simulation to becoming a software manager. And the software manager, we opened up facilities in India. It was a big growth area there. Wanted to step back down into technology, so I went back to technology. But around 1999, I started teaching here again as an adjunct. And for the next 8 years, I was doing both. I was doing full-time work at General Electric and partial work here, teaching and developing courses both in computer science and in the ECE department, the one I'm in now. 2017, I decided to retire, kinda, all right? And basically retirement, I was gonna be teaching here full-time and developing courses for at that time, the computer engineering department. And as that went on, we started finding out that we want to get into cybersecurity, and we started playing with the idea, let's have cyber engineering, because that's a new concept. So basically, computer engineering is taking the best of computer science and an understanding of electrical engineering, slapping them together, and start developing the architecture, the software, the hardware, the sensors for embedded systems. And so an embedded system could be things that are on these little test boards, okay? But you mostly know embedded systems as your smartwatch, Fitbit, computers in the vehicle, your cars, electric cars, autonomous vehicles, airplanes, trains, planes, automobiles type thing. So they're all over the place. It's in your toasters, it's in your appliances. These little computers are now everywhere. And that's what we're teaching, is how do we make these things work and how to be safe, all right? So how these systems are secure. So if you start looking at things like the industry right now, you think artificial intelligence is getting pushed up the cloud and all this stuff. Well, really, the big thrust now is that we're moving things closer to the endpoint. your watch. That's taking a lot more processing power, a little more engineering, but that's basically where I feel is in computer engineering. It's how to build these things and how to make them secure. So that's what we're teaching. Now, with all that experience, what do I do in my classes? Well, I push you guys. I push my students. I don't bring in just basically bookwork and things like that. It's like real world problems, all right? It could be standards. It could be the engineering process. How do we generate software? How do we manage our software? How do we do code reviews? How do we do all this stuff? And that's just the first semester. And we go right through the whole gambit of stuff where we go high level programming with hardware in the loop, okay, sensors and actuators, to the low-level stuff. So we have operating systems, real-time operating systems, the kernels, and then all the way down to the board-level stuff. So at the same time, we're kind of blending all this again, and that's where I bring back to my classes is real-world problems and real-world solutions. And sometimes you don't have a solution, and it's how you mitigate that solution. And that's so when you look at it, you can go to the internet, you can be Google educated, all right, and you'll understand how to do something and maybe what to do something. But when you start looking at your professors, they have to explain to you why you do something and when do you do it. And those are the two key things that we try to do here at Gannon, and I definitely do in my classes, is answering that, the why and when versus the how and what, because let's face it, you're gonna be well educated, more educated than what I did when I went to college, so I'm gonna leverage that. And that leveraging means that you're not gonna take a steady state, you're gonna be pushed and kept being pushed until when you leave this university, you got 2 or 3 years of experience ready for your career. And that's my goal. Well, anyway, thanks for visiting. Tip your waiters on the way out. I'll be happy to make sure that that's all taken care of. Always get a hold of me. You have my email contact, or contact Gannon itself, and they'll find me, and I'll answer any other questions you need related to cyber engineering. Okay? Cheers.